Good morning and welcome, leaders. Uh, just, uh, just try to invite all your team members and even your friends or your prospects to join the session. We will start in another 2 minutes. Till then, you can send the reminders to all the people you have invited. Okay, good morning and good afternoon from wherever you're coming from. This is Manish and your host and your speaker for today. And I belong from India and I welcome you all the lovely people, all the leaders who have joined from different parts of the world. So let us start today's session with a positive thought that Bitcoin is a digital gold, and we must understand what is Bitcoin, what is why it is so important to invest in Bitcoin, and what are the important event that happens in Bitcoin that is repeated after every 4 years. So let us understand the importance of Bitcoin halving and what is the most important action that we can take today to secure our future and even change our future in a very, very significant manner. If we learn this, if we have this understanding today, what we are supposed to do for our future that we can start today and have a wonderful, bright future. So let me take you to an amazing, awesome presentation for today. And I hope you have invited all your guests, all your people, or your friends, or your team members to attend this session. I was unable to do this since the last 2 weeks because of some important and urgent work that I was supposed to take care of. So let us start today. I hope you all are excited to learn the wonderful Bitcoin accumulation and the strategy for Bitcoin accumulation. So let me share my screen and take you to the wonderful presentation. Okay, I hope you can hear my voice loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, just type yes in the chat. Just type yes in the chat. If you can hear me loud and clear and my screen is also visible to you, just confirm so I can begin the session. Okay, wonderful, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let me take you to the presentation for today. Today we are going to talk about Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Why it is so important to learn about Bitcoin, and what is the greatest opportunity in front of us that we don't want to miss. So let us start understanding Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, as we all know, but it was the first cryptocurrency that was launched in the year 2009, and that was the pioneer event of the cryptocurrency that gave the world this beautiful, this wonderful asset called Bitcoin, along with an amazing technology that was called blockchain. So cryptocurrency is a virtual currency. Virtual means you cannot touch it, you cannot hold it inside in your hand, but you can use it over internet, and it is designed to act as money, just like your local currency. You can use it for making any payment or doing any transaction, and it is a form of payment outside the control of any one person, group, or entity. That means ki it is not a centralized currency, unlike our local currency, which is a centralized currency. This is a decentralized currency which no one person, no one company, or no one group of people can control or have an access. So it is available over internet. It is an open source software that anybody can use, and anybody can have a Bitcoin, and they are in full control over the wealth and their asset, and they don't need any third party involvement in the financial transactions that they do over in form of cryptocurrency. So there is no third party involvement in this, because it is built on blockchain. Why it is built on blockchain? Because blockchain is the most advanced and most secure method to store or transfer any information over internet, and it is secured by cryptography, and also it is a decentralized peer-to-peer network, which is a distributed ledger. It is called a distributed ledger because it is not recorded by one person or a group of people. Instead, it is distributed among thousands and thousands of individual nodes that come together and form a Bitcoin or a blockchain network, and they together validate the transaction. So every transaction that is recorded on blockchain is a form of decentralized ledger which is distributed. And even if one person tries to edit or manipulate or tamper any information, he is unable to do, because together all the thousands of people are responsible to validate the transaction. So no single person can hack this. So that is why this is also called a hack proof method of storing or any data or information. So on this over this blockchain, the Bitcoin is built, and whatever asset that you store on blockchain is so secure that even if you yourself want to edit it, you are unable to do it. So that is why it is called a very high secure and a hack proof method of any data or information. On this blockchain was built the first cryptocurrency that was called blockchain, that was called Bitcoin. So why do we need Bitcoin? That is the question, the first question that comes to our mind, when we already have a local currency that we now call a fiat currency that is issued by our government or our local banks. Why do we require this new form of money that is called Bitcoin? And what makes it so special and so much better than any other form of currency? So Bitcoin, as we all know, is a cryptocurrency, and why it was required? why the need arises to have a Bitcoin? Because over the period of time, we have seen that any country, whichever country you belong from, whichever country you coming from, all of you must agree, all of you must agree that in every country we are facing and we are suffering from inflation. Inflation means that when the value of your local money, your local currency that is issued by your banks and government, they are losing its value. For example, US dollar is losing its value in America. In my India, rupees is losing its value every year. In your country also, whichever currency you use, that is losing its value. That means it has a large supply, but the value is decreasing. So that means the cost of living or the cost of purchasing any goods or services is going up, and the currency is losing its value. But what is the main reason? What is the main cause behind this inflation? Increasing inflation is the ability and the power of bank to print endless money, endless currency as much as they want, because now no bank is required to back the currency, the number of currency notes that they issue by any gold or any other security. So previously it was gold backed currency, but many years before this law change, this rule change, and now the currency that we use is called a fiat currency that is issued out of thin air, and it is not backed by any security or any valuable asset. But the banks are free to issue as much new currency in the market as much as they want. So when we see that the supply is unlimited, the supply is unlimited, it has no limit. So and the demand is decreasing, or the demand is constant, still the supply is going up. That is the main reason that the value of local currency is going down, the price is going down. So that applies to each and every asset of the world. Any asset that we own, if the supply is unlimited and the demand is increasing or it is constant, still the supply is more than the demand, that means the price is going to go down. So this was the main idea behind issuing and launching a new currency that is free from inflation, and that doesn't requires any bank to control or issue it. Instead, it is people's money, and it is a permissionless banking. And also, the most wonderful feature behind Bitcoin is it has scarcity in design. Scarcity means a limited supply. So the supply of Bitcoin from the launch day of Bitcoin was supply was limited to 21 million Bitcoin. So no more than 21 Bitcoin will be issued or generated. So that is the total supply. So when we see that supply is limited, it cannot go beyond 21 million. But the demand for Bitcoin is increasing and increasing every day. Every day, new people are entering into cryptocurrency industry. Even the old investors are willing to invest more and more of their wealth into Bitcoin. Recently we saw, just yesterday, we read the news that MicroStrategy, that is almost one of the biggest holder of Bitcoin, has again purchased thousands and thousands of Bitcoin, and they have acquired and hold it for the future. So in this way, many big investors are very much interested to invest into Bitcoin. So that means the demand, what we had in the initial years, has increased, and it is still going to increase, as still almost less than 5% of the world's population is invested into cryptocurrency. So that is a very surprising fact. We are in a very early stage. Almost less than 5% of the world population is invested into cryptocurrency. So what happens when the rest of 95% out of that, at least half of that the world population enters into cryptocurrency. They all, they're all of their first choice will be to buy and hold Bitcoin. So that is the number one currency in the world and the highest price currency. So everybody loves Bitcoin. Whoever understands Bitcoin wants to buy it and hold it for the future. Nobody wants to sell it. So that means demand is going to increase in the any every day and in the coming future. But the supply, which is limited to 21 million, this is a form of scarcity. And when supply is limited, each and every person is ready to pay a higher price to buy Bitcoin. So that is the main reason why this is free from inflation. This asset is free from inflation. In fact, whoever invested in Bitcoin many years back is now the happiest person on this earth. And I will share with you what was the growth of Bitcoin in the coming slides. So I hope you have now got a clear idea why do we need Bitcoin. Because it is a free from inflation, a limited supply asset which is scarce in supply, and it is free from any third party involvement. Also, it is permissionless banking and a highest demanded asset today in the world. So when we understand cryptocurrency, we also want to understand what are the different ways how we can earn money from this industry, how we can earn money, what are the different ways to make money in cryptocurrency. So the most common four ways that are MSTH, that is called a crypto quadrant. So M stands for mining. This was the first activity, the first thing that people used to do from the initial years, and still a lot of people are doing into mining. Mining any cryptocurrency or Bitcoin is involves uh, uh, launching a big mining farm, a big mining farm that has a lot of and a huge setup for mining Bitcoin that requires a lot of investment. And this is actually the activity that is responsible to generate new coins and validate the transactions. So all over the world, the people who are interested into mining, they come into the mining network and they generate new coins by validating and solving complex puzzles over the internet that pays them a mining reward. So this was the first ever activity and the primary way of earning money through cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. The people who used to start mining, they used to earn mining reward. I will share how much mining reward was given to them in the initial years and how it is going to decrease in every 4 years. So the second activity people started when they realized that this is a wonderful form of investment, they can hold it for the future. So they started buying and holding for a longer period of time. This is just like you are investing into real estate or you're buying a land or a property for a future, for a long period of time, say 5 years or 10 years down the line. When you see that the price of asset has appreciated, you are then ready to sell it for a higher price. So this way, this is another form of investment where people buy and hold for the long period of time. So they are called hodlers. This is called holding. Third activity people started was when they came to know that the exchanges where they used to buy and hold their asset, the exchanges started offering them a staking reward if they put if they if they lock their asset for a certain period of time and allowed that exchange to use it on a blockchain network for their own purpose. So they were rewarded they were rewarded this just a minute. Just Okay, sorry for disturbance. So let me share again. So the third activity we saw that it was called staking. Staking means when we lock our asset over a fixed period of time, just like you lock your money inside banks, that is called fixed deposit. Same way you can use your crypto exchange for a fixed deposit period of holding and locking your asset and allowing the exchange to use your crypto asset for their own purposes. And this way you earn a staking reward just like an fixed interest in bank. So these were the three major activities, but later people started taking interest in trading also. Trading means when you see that the market is fluctuating every day and every hour. So the people who used to trade in different markets, they started to take interest in trading cryptocurrency because they wanted to take the benefit of this volatility of the market. They in trading, what they do, they buy any crypto when it is when the price comes down. You buy the more quantity of the crypto or Bitcoin, and when the price goes up for a certain percentage, then you sell the cryptocurrency, and for the difference, that the profit that you make in this buying and selling, that is your trading profit. This became the most popular way, the most common and the most popular way to earn a reward or a income in cryptocurrency, that is called trading in cryptocurrency. Just like you do trading in stock market or different commodity market, same way you can trade in cryptocurrency because it has a high volatility, and also this market is open 24 by 7. That gives you a big opportunity. Anytime you can come and trade, but trading requires certain skills and knowledge and experience that we teach in our different trainings in cryptocurrency, in crypto ambassadors. So these are the four major activities that people used. They wanted to make money after cryptocurrency. Now let us proceed to the another important knowledge that you must have. If you are into cryptocurrency, you must understand and have complete knowledge about this very important event that occurs in every 4 years, that is called Bitcoin halving. So Bitcoin, as I already told you, is limited by supply. But how do we limit the supply of Bitcoin when it is available over open source, and even it is not controlled by any single person? So this was designed when the at the time of launch of Bitcoin. All these things were written into the white paper, and it was so well designed that after every certain period of time, when the people keep on generating new coins and generate and mine the Bitcoin to earn the mining reward, over the period of time, it was so well designed that after every 4 years, the reward for the block reward for mining Bitcoin, that is a mining reward, will be reduced to half. So this is the process when the reward for mining Bitcoin, which you are getting now, will be reduced to half. Every 4 years, it is cut to half. So that is the main process how we can control the supply of Bitcoin. Because if we keep on reducing from half to half forever for the next many years, one day will come when the total supply of Bitcoin is, or the mining reward will be reduced to zero. Then the supply of Bitcoin will be completed. So how this is working, you can see, and you can study this wonderful slide that is showing all the Bitcoin halvings from the starting till the end. So these are the different halvings. And if someone says that I am so late, I am still very late to enter into Bitcoin, you are very early, because we are just completed only three Bitcoin halvings. out of all these halvings, we have only witnessed 3 Bitcoin halvings. First was in the year 2012. Next was 4 years after, that was in 2016. And again, after 4 years, the third halving happened in the year 2020. So you can see here the mining reward for that was paid to the miners from the initial years, from the day one to the year number 4 till the year 2012 was 50 bitcoins per mining. So you can imagine the people used to have thousands and thousands of bitcoin at that time, because every 10 minutes it is almost, it is on an average a 10 minutes process. Every 10 minutes you can earn 50 bitcoin by completing uh, mining uh, a mining process. So this is this was the initial reward. For the first 4 years, people used to earn 50 bitcoin every mining. And after the first halving, which happened in the year 2012, this reward was cut to half and now reduced to 25. So this continued for the next 4 years, and after the year 2016, this was again reduced to 12.5. And after the third halving, which we saw in the year 2020, this was reduced to 6.25 Bitcoin per mining. So this is not the end, because this is repeating itself every 4 years. And if we add 20, if we have 4 years to 2020, we all know that the next halving is going to happen in 2024. So this 2024, this is just a matter of 6 months or 6 or 7 months that the next halving is going to happen. And then the reward for mining will be reduced from 6.25 to 3.124, 125. So this is the next mining reward. And as you can see down the line, it is going to continue for another almost 100 years till we reach the final mining reward that will be reduced to almost zero. So this process is the only way we can control the total supply of Bitcoin to 21 million Bitcoin. Okay, so I hope you have understood this Bitcoin mining and the halving event. So upcoming Bitcoin halvings, and we are waiting for it, is the next one. The most, that is the nearest to us, that is 2024 halving, when the Bitcoin reward will be reduced to 3.125. Again, after another 4 years, we will see that in the year 2028, the reward will be again cut to half and it will be reduced to 1.56. Then again in 2032, and then 2036 and 2040 and so on. This will keep on to continue in every 4 years. So these are the upcoming halvings. I hope you know that we are not going to live for another 100 years, but we can at least prepare ourselves for these 3 or 4 halvings that are going to happen in the next few 1 or 2 decades. So we can prepare ourselves. What is the most important thing that we must understanding about this halving, and uh, what is the main thing that we must understand, that is the effect of this halving, not even on the supply but also on the price of Bitcoin, because every halving is limiting the supply. And when new people want to enter into Bitcoin and they want to invest in Bitcoin, they know that the supply is reducing day by day. So this have has a very positive effect over the this has a very positive effect over the price. So almost 93% of all the Bitcoin has already been mined, and only around 7% of the total Bitcoin supply is left. But this 7% will be completed in next almost 100 years. So how it started and where we are now, and what is the most important effect of this halving, that you can understand when you study this chart. So I'm going to take you to this amazing chart that is called Bitcoin stock to flow chart. Bitcoin stock to flow chart. Let me make it a full screen. So this is the most important chart in the history of not even Bitcoin, but also in the history of all the cryptocurrency industry. Why? Because one thing I want to share before I start explaining about this chart is why we are studying Bitcoin, only Bitcoin, when there are more than 23,000 cryptocurrencies in the world. And many currencies have even shown the growth, even larger growth than Bitcoin. Why we are so focused on Bitcoin only? There is one solid reason behind this, because Bitcoin has dominance. Bitcoin has dominance. Dominance means the power or the control over the prices of all the different altcoins. What is altcoin? Altcoin means any other coin other than Bitcoin. So all the 23,000 currencies, more than 23,000 currencies are called altcoins, and there is only one Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is so powerful that it has almost 40 or 45% dominance. You can go and check on a site called coinmarketcap.com. That will show you how much is the Bitcoin dominance right now. It has the greatest dominance. Dominance means the power to affect the price over the all of the other market. So this means that when Bitcoin prices go up, all other coins, all other altcoins, they follow, and their prices are going to increase. And when Bitcoin prices fall down, when in the bear market, all the crypto market goes into bear market. So this is the most powerful and influential coin of the world. So if we follow Bitcoin only, if we follow Bitcoin, then we can follow the trend of the market. We can predict the trend of the market, even if we are invested into different cryptocurrencies. If we just follow the trend of Bitcoin, we can clearly make a right decision when to buy and when to sell any other cryptocurrencies. So why this is the reason we study Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, this chart shows the journey of Bitcoin from the day it was launched and where we are today. This is where we are today. We are here now in the year 2023. And how it started? It started in the year 2009. So how many years are of this journey are from here to here? These are 14 years of journey. And in these 14 years, you can see, if I tell you the price of Bitcoin when it was started, it was almost $0.01, $0.01 per Bitcoin, even less than $1. When it was launched in the initial year, it was even less than $1. In $1, you can buy at least many of Bitcoin. So this was the price of Bitcoin from the day one it started. And now what is the price? You can go to your exchange or your Royal Q or even on Google. You can go and study. It is currently it is ranging around $26,000 to $27,000. $26,000 to $27,000. Even if we take the price for today and we just calculate how much percentage it has grown, how much percentage. That means if you had invested at this first day or the first year of launching of Bitcoin, when you could have bought Bitcoin at a price of 0.01, and if we can calculate how much percentage our this investment has given a return to investment, so you will be amazed to know the return on investment of our this Bitcoin over this period of 14 years. This is not a 140 years experience. This is just 14 years experience. It has grown to over a tremendous million percentage in growth. How many? How much is what just said? 6 million percent in growth. So can you imagine? Can you even compare and imagine any other form of investment, any other form of investment or asset you had purchased or invested 14 years back? Maybe you had opened a bank account or a fixed deposit 14 years back. It has grown, maybe it has grown 2 times or 3 times or 4 times. Maybe you had invested in any gold or silver or precious metal 14 years back. It has given you 50 or 100x of return on investment. Maybe you had invested in the most profitable investment that we consider till now is property or real estate. Maybe you had purchased a land or a commercial property 14 years back. Maybe you had a very wonderful growth or return on investment, almost 100% or 200%, or maybe you have seen 500% return, but no other asset on this earth, no other asset. I'm just guaranteeing you, no other asset on this world has given a mind-boggling 6 million% growth in on return on investment. This is a huge and beyond comparison, beyond comparison return. So 6 million% was the growth of Bitcoin in only 14 years. It is not a 100 years or a 200 years investment. This is just a growth in 14 years. So this is, I think this is the simplest of simplest of reason you can have, that if you miss this opportunity when the Bitcoin was at the lowest price, even if today you start when Bitcoin is 6 million% from the price when it started, still we have a lot of opportunity, because it has just completed 3 halvings. It has just uh, gathered only 4 to 5% of the world's population. So this is so early, still so early. It has a long journey ahead. And why? When so now if we are interested to learn, this is the perfect and the most profitable form of investment. When is the best time to buy Bitcoin? That is the another question we must understand the answer to it. When is the best time to buy Bitcoin? When, obviously, everyone will say when the price is at the lowest. You can buy when the price is low and wait for a time when you decide that this is the price I want to sell in profit. So when is Bitcoin at the low? If you can follow this chart, it has been showing ups and downs every time, ups and downs every time. It is going up, it is coming down. It is going up, it is coming down. When the price goes up, we call it a bull season, a bull season. And when the price goes down, we call it a bear season. So every 4 years, this bull run and a bear season repeats. So when is the best time to buy Bitcoin? In the bear season, when the price is at the lowest. And when is the time to sell? When it is at the highest. So let us see the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. Why we call it 4-year? Because we understood that this is the most important event that occurs after every 4 years, that is called Bitcoin halving. So we see here these dotted blue lines. Can you see here? These are the dotted blue lines. These lines are indicating the Bitcoin halving events. These are the halving events that has a gap of 4 years in between. Every 4 years, this is repeating. Every 4 years, this line is repeating. This event is repeating in every 4 years. So if we start the journey from the day one, how it went up and why it went down again, and then what was the effect of this halving. So let us start from the first era. If we divide this whole chart into 4 years period, we can have a different era in each in each 4-year cycle. So the first era, that was called pioneers era. And why we call it pioneers? Because obviously people were new in this Bitcoin. They didn't knew about it. And only the people who started mining and generating new coins were the people who were involved into Bitcoin. So they were called the pioneers. So when in the pioneers era, nobody knew what is going to happen, what is the future of this wonderful asset. But slowly people started taking interest, and the price slowly started to go up. And when it touched a highest price, this was the first all-time high of Bitcoin in this era. And if you see here, this line is showing the prices, and this line is showing the time interval in years, right? So if you connect this to this line, you can see it is almost around 15 Bitcoin, $15 per Bitcoin. $15, the price is the highest prices, almost around $15. It may be 12, it may be 20, but I'm just taking an average figure that is around $15 per Bitcoin. Okay, so this was the first all-time high. If this was the first all-time high, and as we study in trading classes, we all know that when the price goes up, we call it a bull market, and when it touches the highest point, a highest price, it has to come down again to retrace, right? So when the market is going down, we call it a bear market. So when market was going down, the first halving was approaching, and this happened in the year 2012. The first halving happened, and this created a great interest in the market among the investors and even the people who wanted to invest into Bitcoin. Again, the prices started to go up. This started a bull run. And when bull run started, people were so excited that they started investing and purchasing each and every money that they have, that they belong, and they started to invest in this in bull market. And this this took the price to a new all-time high, and if you connect this to the chart, you can see it was around $1,000 per Bitcoin. So from $15, it has gone up to $1,000 after the first halving. So you can see the price was at the lowest. When was the price at the lowest? Just 1 year before the halving, the price was at the lowest. And after 1 year of the halving, the price touched the highest point. This time it was around $1,000 per Bitcoin. Okay, so now when the price has already touched the new all-time high, is that it has to come down into bear market. But the second halving was approaching, and this time it happened after 4 years of 2012. This was 2016 halving. The second halving happened, and this was the effect of this halving that you can see on the chart. The price which was going down started to go up again, and this started a second bull run. The second or the third, you can say the third bull run. And this bull run took the price to a new all-time high. And this chart shows that the new all-time high is still very, very higher than all the previous all-time highs. So this time the all-time high that was created in this era was around $12,000 per Bitcoin. $12,000 per Bitcoin. So can you imagine, from $1, less than $1 to $15, then from $15 to $1,000, and then from $1,000 it has touched to $12,000. Can you see that it has been forming a higher high in every era? It has been creating a higher high, a new all-time high. So this time the highest price was $12,000, which was above all the previous all-time high. But what has to go up has to come down also. And after the bull market, we have to face the bear market. And this time, the prices started to fall down. But another thing happened even before the next halving, which was going to happen in the year 2020. This was the last halving that we witnessed. 3 years before, today is 2023, we saw the previous halving, which was the last halving in the year 2020. So even before the even 1 year before the halving, can you see here? Let me highlight it for you. Can you see here? Can you see here? What is happening in this era? What is happening in this era? Even the prices previously were going straight down, and then a sideways market, and then uh, forming a curve and entering into a bull market. But this time it was different. Even before 1 year of the next halving, 1 year before the next halving, the prices started to surge up. Why this happened? Because people had knowledge now. People had experience now. What they had experienced? They had experienced that this is the most important event, that is called Bitcoin halving. People who were trading or who were trading from the last 10 years, they had acquired a great experience till now, and they had acquired an understanding that this is the most important event, that they have to prepare themselves. They had to prepare themselves, because when we want to take the maximum benefit in the market, we must act as a trader. And a trader, what does a traders do? Traders buys when the price is at the lowest price and sells when it is at the highest price. So everybody in this era started to buy Bitcoin when it was at the lowest price, because they wanted to prepare themselves for this upcoming Bitcoin halving, which was a most important event, and which was the starting of another bull run. And did they do right? Yes, obviously they did the right thing. They take the right action, because this third halving took the price from around $12,000, which was the highest price in the previous era, to a new all-time high, and this time it was $69,000. Can you imagine? $69,000 was the price of Bitcoin, which is till today the highest price Bitcoin has touched in these 14 years. So the people who bought Bitcoin here, they were the most lucky people, because they bought when it was around 8,000 or $10,000, or even less than around $5,000 per Bitcoin, and they had sold their Bitcoin when it was above $50,000 per Bitcoin. So they were the most lucky people, because they took the wise decision. They took action at the right time, and in the right direction. So this chart is presenting to you a greatest opportunity of a lifetime. This is not a journey of only a journey of Bitcoin, because this is an opportunity that we must understand and take advantage of. This chart tells us the power of this Bitcoin halving. This chart, what is it telling us, is the power of this halving event. How powerful is this halving event? You can see in front of your eyes that every time this halving event happens, we see a change in the direction of the market, and this takes the Bitcoin to a higher and higher limit, a higher price, and creates a new all-time high, So can you see this? This is a clear uptrend of the chart, a clear uptrend, because every day we see the market is going up and coming down. This is a if you see a daily chart in our trading application. But when we open this chart of 14 years journey, we can clearly see that Bitcoin is not coming down to the price where it started. This is a clear uptrend. And one more thing, this chart shows us that every time it creates a new all-time high, which is higher than all the previous all-time high. So when the last all-time high was $69,000, which was above all the previous all-time highs, this shows you another opportunity that what is coming in the future. What is coming in the future is another halving. It's another halving, and it is not very, very much far away. It is just 6 to 7 months from now, almost around April or May 2024. Not less than around 200 days are left, and we will witness another event happening, that is the fourth halving. The fourth halving, which is very near to us. So what is the most important action that you want to take today? That is your wisdom now. That is your understanding. What is the most important decision of your life that you can take by the understanding of this chart? What is the most important action that you can take today that has the power to change your future? And that decision, I hope you all understand by now, is to buy Bitcoin at least at the minimum price that is given today, because we all know by this chart, by studying this chart, that the next all-time high will be much higher than $69,000. I hope you all agree to this. If you agree, type yes in the comment, in the chat box. If you agree to this number one fact, that the next all-time high is going to be much higher than $69,000, do you agree to this? Do you agree to this? Is this true, or you agree or not? Just type yes in the chat box. Just type yes in the chat box. Do you agree to this? Who agrees? Let me see who is with me. Who is with me? Let me see. Who all agree that the next all-time high is going to be much, much higher than $69,000? It is so clear, even a child can say. Even a 10 years old kid can see, and this is going to happen. So we all agree. You all agree, right? You all agree. Thank you so much. So when you now agree, you yourself understand that this is the future of Bitcoin, and this is not so far away. This is just a matter of few days, not even few years, few days. Few days after this, we will witness that Bitcoin is going to touch a new all-time high. A new all-time high, and this time it is going to be much higher than $69,000. I hope you all agree to this. But how much can go? How much high can it go? No one can predict. Maybe it can go to even $100,000, or maybe it. Some people say that it can go to $100,000 or $1 million. Some people even say that it can touch $2 million or $5 million price. Most experts who study this chart, they connected to this side of the price. They connected to this chart, and they say that this is the next price of Bitcoin. Can you see there? How much is this? They say that the next price that Bitcoin is going to touch is $1 million. $1 million. I hope you can see this. $1 million is the next predicted all-time high price of Bitcoin. It can happen in another 1 year, or maybe it can happen in another 2 years or more. But it is going to touch. It is going to touch. But one more thing that we can understand by studying this chart carefully and closely, if I look at it from a different perspective, a different angle, let me show you from a different angle. Just divide this chart in each 4-year cycle. So every era has the highest price. This was the highest price in second era. This was the highest price in third era, and this was the highest price in this fourth era that we are talking right now. But every era has the lowest price also. This time it was around $15,000 per Bitcoin. In this era, the lowest price, this was the lowest price and this was the highest price. What happened before? This was the highest price and this was the lowest price. This was the lowest price. In this era, this was the highest price and this was the lowest price. If this was the highest price in first era, this was the lowest price. Can you see this? Every era has a highest price and every era has also a lowest price. This is so clear. Okay. So why I'm marking all these prices? Because I want to share another angle of this studying this chart. We were just talking about the highest price, and the highest price was $69,000. But what about the lowest price? The bottom price of bear market in this era was $15,000. Okay, it was more than $15,000. So let us go back. What was the highest price of previous era? It was around $12,000. Around $12,000 per Bitcoin. Can you see a pattern? The lowest price of this era is still higher than the highest price of previous era. Can you see this? The lowest price of this era that we are now talking, was 15,000, and the highest price of previous era, the highest price, was around $12,000. This means that the lowest price, the market, when it goes down, it cannot go down what was the highest price of the previous era. Was it a coincidence? Let us go back in the history and check. The lowest price of this era was here. The lowest price of this era was here. It was still higher than the highest price of second era. The lowest price of third era was still higher than the highest price of second era. Again, let us go back. The lowest price of second era was still higher than the highest price of first era. Can you see this? Can you see this? You can download this chart and open it in your phone and enlarge it full scale and zoom it, and you can check yourself where the prices were. So I'm just trying to help you understand this chart. Another pattern that we are talking right now, we now understand that every era has a highest price and a lowest price also. But no matter what, the lowest price of each era is still higher than the highest price of previous era. That means no matter how bad the bear market is, it cannot go below the highest price of previous era. It cannot go below the highest price of previous era. So what does this mean in the future? We don't know what can be the highest price of next era, the new all-time high. Maybe it is 100,000, maybe it is 1 million or even more. But we know it cannot, the lowest price, look closely loud. In the next era that is coming in the next year, 2024, the lowest price, because the next era is going to again last for another 4 years. And in another 4 years, we will see a highest price and also a lowest price. So the lowest price in the next era cannot go below $69,000. Why? Because this was the highest price in this era. because this has been repeating in every era. From the last 14 years, this pattern has been repeating. The highest price is forming above the previous high, and the lowest price is still higher than the highest price of previous high. So when we now know that the highest price of this era, that we are now in this era, was $69,000, we can clearly say that the lowest price of next era, in the next 4 years, Bitcoin will not go below 69,000. In these simple words, we can say in the next 4 years, Bitcoin cannot go below 69,000, no matter how bad the market crashes. So now we know the lowest price will be above 69,000. So now it is up to your imagination what can be the highest price. If the lowest is 69, what can be the highest price? You can clearly predict now. You can clearly predict now. So this is the most exciting part of this chart, that we now know that this has set a limit. This had set a limit to the lowest price, but the highest price is unlimited. The lowest price has a limit to reach. It cannot go beyond that, below that. It cannot go below 69, but the highest price is unlimited. It can go even above 2 million. It can go above 5 million or even more. So let me help you and show you what different experts around the world are saying. Let me take you quickly and show you what different experts around the world are predicting about Bitcoin. Then we will come back and study some more important things. Let me show you a few of people, big experts who are saying what can be the prices in the next bull run. So this is the first of them, Fundstrat. It is a big organization, and they say that Bitcoin could pass $2 million price in the next bull run. $2 million. Let me check another one. Standard Chartered Bank. Standard Chartered Bank is among the biggest bank around the world, and they predict Bitcoin price can go above $120,000 by the year 2024. The next year price they predicted. This is not a common person. This is Standard Chartered Bank, and they have written on it over internet that they predict Bitcoin price to touch $120,000 price in the next 2024. Dan Tapiero, a big investor, he says that 10 trillion market cap, Bitcoin can hit 10 trillion market cap. What is Tim Draper saying? Tim Draper is a very famous investor in Bitcoin. He says that Bitcoin by the year 2025, next 2 years, Bitcoin is going to touch $250,000. Rich Dad Poor Dad, world famous author Robert Kiyosaki, he says also believes that next year, in the year 2024, Bitcoin is going to touch $120,000. He also predicts that even in the next year, 2025, Bitcoin can be at $500,000. So can you believe any of them? You can believe any of them. He's a Blockstream CEO, Adam Black. He predicts that Bitcoin reaches $10 million in next 9 years. We were talking about 100,000 or 200,000. He says in next 10 years, that means in another 2 Bitcoin halvings, after next 2 Bitcoin halvings, Bitcoin will be ranging around $10 million per Bitcoin in just another 10 years. Kathy Woods is one of the biggest investor in Bitcoin. She has already filed for Bitcoin ETF, and she says that Bitcoin can touch $1.4 million by the year 2030. And the bearish case, the bearish price can be even above $258,000. Max Keiser is so bullish. He believes that Bitcoin is going to touch 20 in $100,000 in this year only. This year. So these are the different investors around the world. They are big experts. They have much more knowledge than us, and they are so bullish about Bitcoin that they believe in the power of Bitcoin. So what is the most important thing? If you believe any on one of them, or if you believe your own prediction, your own understanding about this chart, let me give you a clear understanding what is the best action and when is the best time to take that action. The best action to take is in Bitcoin is buy and hold it when the price is at the bottom. Buy and hold Bitcoin and wait for the next all-time high, and buy when the price is at the lowest and wait till it touches a new all-time high. That is the best action we can take today. And when is the best time to buy? When is the best time to buy? We all have understood by now when the best time to buy is 1 year before the halving, because at that time Bitcoin is at the lowest price. 1 year before the halving, Bitcoin is at the lowest price, and 1 year after the halving, Bitcoin touches a new all-time high. It's the highest price. So when you are going to buy, when the price is at the lowest, that is 1 year before the first halving, but we missed this. We missed this. Then again, we were given this opportunity 1 year before the second halving, but we again missed this opportunity second time. Again, Bitcoin gave us this opportunity third time, 1 year before the third halving in the year 2019. We again were given this opportunity, but again, most of us missed this opportunity. But for God's sake, don't miss this opportunity when we are given this for the fourth time. For the fourth time, we are given this opportunity, and we are already late because not 1 year is left now. Almost 6 to 7 months are left now. So if you haven't started till now, this is the best time to start. And what is the best action to take today to change your future? Buy and accumulate Bitcoin as much as you can. Buy today and start accumulating. Start accumulating. If you cannot buy all at once, just start buying from today and keep on accumulating every time you have some money. Every time you have some savings, keep on adding and accumulating Bitcoin. But some of you may say that I don't have such huge investment. I cannot buy Bitcoin as a whole, one full Bitcoin. Some people may say that I don't have around $26,000 or $27,000 to buy one Bitcoin, but Bitcoin gives you another opportunity. Let me show it to you. You don't have to buy one full Bitcoin. This is so wonderful. This is so amazing thing that you don't have to buy one full Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has the smallest unit that you can buy, and any one of you can afford it. That is called a Satoshi. Satoshi is the smallest unit. And if you can read this figure, it is so difficult for me to read it out. It is almost 100 million part of Bitcoin. That means the smallest unit of Bitcoin is called Satoshi. And when you collect 100 million, how many? 100 billion Satoshis, then you get one full Bitcoin. That is the smallest unit. So you don't need to worry how much is my investment. Even you can start with $10, even you can start with $50, even you can start with $100. You can buy Bitcoin as low as you can. So you don't need to worry, but someone may say, what difference will it make to my fortune if I just buy $100 or $10 of Bitcoin? How can I create a great wealth from it? I cannot change my future by buying $10 or $500 or even $100 of Bitcoin, but you can start today and keep on accumulating. How to accumulate, that we will learn in the next part of today's session. We will learn in the next part of accumulation session. Today, we are going to understand a wonderful strategy that we can use and implement in our Royal Queue. Because if you are a Royal Queue user, you are among the most happiest person, the most lucky person, that you can start with a small amount, a small capital, a tiny capital, and you don't have to wait for it to grow. You can grow it every day. Even you can multiply this every day, and even you can compound it every day. So you don't need to worry, because I am going to show you how you can multiply and also how you can compound your small little investment into a huge capital if you start today, and you can do it every day. And the best part is, you don't need to go to market every day. You can do it on fully auto mode. Just start it and keep it running for the next 1 year. And after 1 year, when you see the result, will be awesome. It will give you awesome result. So let us go now. And study how we can accumulate using Royal Queue. So how many of you are excited to learn this wonderful strategy on Royal Queue that helps you to start with a small capital and keep on accumulating on auto mode, and for full 1 year it will go and run for you on fully auto mode? How many of you are excited to create a huge capital out of a small capital, following the strategy of accumulation, BTC accumulation and compounding? How many of you are excited? Just write excited. And I will take you there. How many of you are excited? Just type excited. If you are excited, I will take you there. All right. It is so wonderful. So many people are excited, and all of you want to learn. So let us not wait further and take you to the wonderful application called Royal Queue. That is a miracle in blockchain industry, a miracle of blockchain industry that helps you in different ways to earn and create wealth of your own. So how do you earn and how do you create wealth? These are two different things. First is you earn a daily income. First thing, you can have two different purposes. So if you are a Royal Queue user, if you are not a Royal Queue user, go and contact the person who has invited you in today's session or sent you this video. Go and contact him and ask him to register you and activate your Royal Queue account. When you start using this Royal Queue gives you two different opportunities, and depending on your purpose of your using Royal Queue. So first purpose you can have is to earn a daily income. First person may say, I want to earn a daily income because I want to earn online from my home. I don't want to go to job. I want to add an extra income. So what you can use to earn a daily income is go and trade on our USDT signals that we provide in USDT market. Trade on signals that we provide every day, and every signal helps you to earn at least 3% profit on every trade. So you can enjoy 3% profit every day depending on your capital. But this is a daily income you can earn in the USDT market. You see a USDT market here. And another way, a second way you can use this Royal Q for, the second way you can use this Royal Q for to create your wealth. And we now understood that the greatest wealth in the world is called BTC. The greatest wealth, because this has given the greatest return on investment. So you can accumulate BTC in Royal Q also in a different way if you go to BTC market from here. So you see here we have three different markets, and three different markets serves three different purposes. So if you want to earn a daily income, your purpose is to go accumulate USDT. You can go and start with a small or big capital in USDT and go and trade in this USDT market. And what you will be doing, you will be trading every day, and every day you will be making money in USDT that you can use to withdraw every day, or every week you want to withdraw, and you can use that money as your daily income. But if you want to change your future, and if you had a clear understanding from what we have taught till now, you also must focus on accumulating BTC. So in order to accumulate BTC, you have to go and trade in BTC market. That helps you for a long-term goal. This should be your long-term goal. Long-term goal. Long-term goal. Not a short-term. This is a short-term goal. This is a short-term goal, and you also must have a long-term goal. My long-term goal is to accumulate as much BTC as I can for till the next halving and till the next all-time high, when Bitcoin may touch $1 million or above. So how can I accumulate Bitcoin when I have a small capital? Royal Q gives you another market that is called BTC market. If you look closely, most of us are already trading in USDT market. So we have almost 90 pairs. Any of these pairs or the signals that we send allows you to trade in USDT market. What you require in USDT market is a capital in form of USDT. You see here, we are having a capital of USDT, and we are trading on any of these trading pairs using our USDT capital. So what is the common thing here? Our USDT capital. If we go to BTC market from here, you see the capital has changed to BTC. We don't require USDT here. Our capital is in form of BTC only. So we require BTC. What we need as a capital, to start, we need some amount of BTC, a little amount of BTC, and then we can trade on any of these pairs, whichever we want. There are almost 6 different options. You can select one of them or any 2 of them and start trading on BTC market. So how does this helps to accumulate BTC? So say for example, I'm trading on XRP and using my BTC as a capital. I don't require USDT now. This is my capital. I open a trade on XRP. What will happen? Either 2 things can happen. Either the XRP goes down, the price of XRP goes down, or XRP can go up. When XRP price goes down, what Royal Q robot do? Automatically it goes and buy XRP for you using your BTC capital. It gives your BTC and buys your XRP at a lower price. The more the price falls down, it uses more Bitcoin and buys more and more of XRP. Every time XRP price goes down, it invests your BTC into XRP. But why I am changing my BTC to XRP? Because I want to make a profit. So when XRP price goes up, when XRP price goes up and goes and hits the profit price, then what will the robot do? Robot will sell all your XRP and gives you back your BTC. But it will give with the capital, plus it will also give you a profit. So the profit that you make here, that is the most important thing. The capital is your in form of BTC, but also the profit that RoyalQ robot will give you will also be in form of BTC. So in this way, you are earning a profit in form of BTC, not in USDT, not in dollars, or not in any local currency. You are making a profit in form of BTC. So every time you make a profit, what you are doing, you are accumulating BTC. You are increasing the quantity of BTC that you start with. And when you repeat this process a couple of times or hundreds of times, say for 1 year, you do this every day, and your robot will keep on repeating this buy and sell process automatically without even asking you to come to the market. It will keep on buying every time XRP goes down. It will keep on selling and give you more and more of BTC. You are accumulating BTC in a long term. When you see this after 1 year or maybe after 2 years, you will find that you have accumulated a huge capital, and that capital is in form of BTC. So that is the best time. That is the best way you can accumulate on fully auto mode. So how do you do this in fully auto mode? Let's go to any of these points and study the trade settings. So let me open LTC, for example, and go to the trade setting part. So I will quickly go and the trading page and open the trade setting here. Open the trade setting here. And when you come here, you see everything seems same as we see in the USDT market, but a few changes are here. A few changes are here. What are the changes here? You see that the first buy in amount is now changed to 0.0002 BTC. This is the first change you see here. Now we don't require USDT here. Initially, what we do, we put 15 here. But now we see the first buy is not in USDT but in BTC, and the minimum first buy that you can open and start this trade is 0.0002 BTC. So keep this in mind. This is going to be your first buy in amount. How many margin calls can you have? You can have as much as you want, but the recommended margin call limit is 7. You can even reduce it, but it is recommended that don't go below 7, because that will allow you 7 or more than 7 call will allow you to take at least 30 to 40% drop in the market. So 7 margin call is good. That you can keep as it is. The whole position take profit is 1.3, or you can change it to 2% even. You can change it to 2% if you want more profit, because this whole position is only applicable to first 4 margin calls, first call to fourth margin call. You can change it to 2% or even 3% or above. Let me just let me share again. Give me 1 minute. Okay. So let me share again. Let me share again. Sorry. Mm, where is my royal queue? Here. So when we come to this trading page, we see that we have 7 margin calls. The take profit can be minimum 1.3, or you can increase it to 2% or 3%. The callback is okay, or you can reduce it to 0.1. Even if you don't, you have good callback. And the rest remains the same. Buy in callback is okay, or you can reduce it to 0.3, or the supposition take profit is okay, because we are trading on a long term cycle, and the strategy period which we usually change to one shot should be kept cycle here. I hope you understand the strategy period. When we are trading in USDT market, we are trading on one shot strategy period, but now we are going to change it to cycle. Okay, the cycle is the most suggested way, because we are trading on a long term, at least for 1 year or more. So everything remains same, and the only thing that you need to focus is your margin configuration, which we open from here. And this is where we decide our capital and risk management. So you see that there are two sides of this page. You see we have two sides of this page. The left side shows the margin call drop, how much call drop you want to take in the market, and what is the total risk you want to take. Risk means your how much margin call drop, total market drop you want to cover. And on the right side, we see that multiple buying ratio. Here we decide our capital management. How much capital you want to invest is in the right side of the page. So starting from the left side, let us understand we have now 7 margin calls here. We have 7 margin calls here. And when you come for the first time on this page, you may see that it is 3.5% here. You may say that here are 4% or 4.2% here, or 5% here, or 6% here. So you may see different figures. What I have done according to my personal choice, this may not be your personal choice, but I have reduced these percentages. So even if you take the default percentage here, the default percentage, if you add up all these percentages, you will get a total of 47% market drop. So Royal Q itself is advising you to take at least 47% market drop if you want to open a trade in 7 margin calls. So this is a recommended setting, but you can change it to a smaller figure. What I believe that Bitcoin has already touched the bottom price in the previous year, so it may not go back. So what I believe that even if you cover at least 30% to 50%, anywhere in between 30% to 50% of market drop. What is this 30 or 40 or 50%? The total margin call drop. The total of all these figures, if you add up all these figures, the total should never be below 30%. So that is the first thing you need to focus. The margin call drop should be between 30 to 50%, anywhere between, according to your decision, according to your risk management. So what I have done, it is 30%, or you maybe you take 40% or 45%, or the default settings, that is 47%, that is given here. What I have done is 1% in the first 2 margin calls, and the 2% drop in third and fourth margin call. Then 3 margin calls with 6%, 6% and 12%. That makes a total of 30%. You can change it according to your choice. Okay. So let us come to the right side of the page, where we decide our capital, how much we want to buy in each margin call. So I hope you understand these two, the functions of these two. For the newcomers, let me share that whenever we buy, when we start the trade, we buy the first buy. And when we say that 1% below the first buy price, when the market 1% down, go and buy this much times of what? Times of my first. So this is a multiple of your first buy. And remember, your first buy was 0.0002. So what we are doing, we are buying one time when we start the trade. This is one time. Then in the first call, we are buying two times. Then in the second call, again the market drops, we are buying four times, and so on. So this is the most important setting, and this is the most recommended setting that RoyalQ gives you in default settings. If you look here, it is called a double up settings. It is called double up. Why we call it double up? Because every next time you are buying double of what you bought before. If you bought two times, then next call will be four times. Double of 4 is 8, double of 8 is 16, double of 16 is 32, and so on. So this strategy is the most recommended strategy around the world, and most people use this strategy that is called double up strategy. The purpose of this strategy is to buy double of what we bought before to reduce our floating loss and bring our average price closer and closer to the current price. So this you have, if you don't know about this strategy or these the floating loss and other things, you can attend our other sessions in our crypto ambassadors teams, and then you can learn about this. I am here to give you different options according to your capital. So the best capital strategy is called double up strategy. There is no other strategy that is better than this one. Starting with the best one. This is the best one. This is the number one strategy, double up. But only thing that is difficulty in this strategy is it requires a largest capital. It requires a huge capital. So let us calculate how much capital is required, and you can decide if you want to afford it or no. So in order to calculate this, what we can do, we can add up all these figures, and the total we have to multiply to our first buy. So then we will calculate how much capital is required. So let's go to calculator and add the 7 margin calls starting from 2 and doubling up every time. So double of 2 is 4, then 8, double of 8 is 16, and then 32, then 64, and 128. Are these the 7 margin calls? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 margin calls, and the total comes to 254 times. This is not capital. This is times you are buying of your first buy. But this is not the actual total. The actual total is, if you want, just total all the 7 margin calls and add 1 in the last. Why? Because this was the one time we started the trade with the first buy. So this is the real total, 255 times we are buying, times of what? Our first buy. And what was our first buy? If you remember, I told you it was 0.0002. So this was the first buy, and the total, and now we have the figure 0.051. This is our capital in form of BTC. This is our capital. Okay. How much capital you have? You require in this double up strategy is 0.051 BTC. It doesn't matter the price of Bitcoin. Whatever the price is at that time when you buy, this should be your total capital quantity of Bitcoin. Okay. So if you have this amount of capital, you can go and start the double up trade, the double up strategy, opening 7 margin calls. So how much capital in USDT, if you want to calculate right now, what is the price of USDT right now? Can anybody tell me in the chat? Let me check in the chat. What is the price of Bitcoin right now? Who's going to tell me right now? The current price of Bitcoin in USDT. What is the price of USDT, of Bitcoin in USDT right now? Let me check who is the first one to reply. What is the price of Bitcoin right now? Anybody? Yes, 26,200. 26,260. Okay, we getting different price. I can trade between you. I can buy from the person who is giving 26 2,200, and I can sell to the next person in 26 to 60. That is another way of trading. So I hope you stick to this price when I make a deal, or I'm just joking. So let's take a round figure, 26,000 as the price. Okay, let's take a round figure. So if 26,000 is the price today, what the capital is required is 1,326 326 USDT. Okay, so this is your capital in USDT. If you have this much amount of USDT, almost 1,300 USDT, you can go and buy this quantity of Bitcoin at this current price, whatever the current price market is giving you. Okay, so this is your focus. The capital is this one. Okay, don't forget. And what we have calculated, we require 1,300 USDT as a capital. So some people may afford it. Some people may afford it. Some people may afford 1,300 USDT. But some people may say that I have less capital. I have less than $1,000, as we are already trading in USDT on different coins. So we have little capital. So someone may say, give me another strategy that requires less than $1,000. So what we can do, if this is the number one strategy, I can give you number two. Why we call it number two? It is little less efficient than the double up strategy. The double up is the best one, but next one is little less efficient, but still it is very good. It is very good because it is called Fibonacci strategy. How Fibonacci works? Fibonacci, if I change it, how Fibonacci works, let me find another coin and take you to the Fibonacci strategy. Let me check if I have another coin. Okay. Let me check which coin has the Fibonacci, because I have given different strategies to different coins. Let me check. Maybe this is the one. No, this is not. This is not. Let me check another coin. BNB. Okay, martingale. Next. And trade setting. Then margin 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this different. Let me check. Let me check. So I can give you a perfect strategy. Let me check link. Okay. Let me check. Yes, this is the Fibonacci link. Okay. So what is the difference in these two strategies? This is called Fibonacci. And what I have done, I have given the 2 times only for the first call, but next call will be 3 times. After 3 times, I will buy 5 times in the third call. How I got to 5? I will add 2 and 3, the last 2 margin calls, and put a total of 5 here. So if you got this understanding, you can calculate what should be the next call. It is double. It is the total of 3 plus 5. The last 2 margin calls that you had, total them, add them together, and put a 8 here. So 5 plus 3 is 8. What is 8 plus 5? 8 plus 5 is 13. And what is 13 plus 8? You can see here. 8 plus 13 is 21. What is 13 plus 21 is 34. And what I have done, I have opened 8th margin call. So I have again added one more margin call. 21 plus 34, the total comes to 55. So let us go and calculate all these margin calls. Same way we calculate it. So starting from 2 and then 3, then 2 plus 3, that is 5, then 3 plus 5 plus 3, that is 8. Just add up last 2 margin calls. The last 2 margin call is 8 plus 5, that is 13. What is 13 plus 20 plus 8? That is 21. What is 21 plus 13? 21 plus 13, that is 34. What is 34 plus 21? What is 34 plus 21? Let me check. 34 plus 21, that is 55. The last 8 margin call. So it is 55. So the total comes to 141 times. These are the total of 8 margin calls. Now I have increased one more margin call, but don't forget to add one more because that is the first buy. So the total comes to 142 times. 142 times of our first buy, that was 0.0002, and this is the capital required in form of BTC, 0.0284. You can write it down if you want. I hope you are taking notes because these are the figures you want to remember. So this is the capital required in BTC, and if 26,000 is the current price of Bitcoin, you will require 738 USDT. Okay, so this is another strategy that is requiring less than $1,000. So if you have around $1,300, you can use the double up strategy. 1,000, sorry. If you have $1,300, you can use the double up strategy, 7 margin calls. If you have less than $1,000, say $700 or $800, around $700 to $800 or $900, you can choose to the strategy or Fibonacci that is require 8 margin calls. Okay, so these are the two different options. Someone may say I have less than $700. Give me a strategy that requires less than $500. I hope most of you relate to this difficulty, that we have around 500 or less than $500. How can I trade on Fibonacci? You don't need to trade on Fibonacci now. You can choose the third strategy. The third strategy, that is called plus one. Plus one, as the name says, is a strategy that requires to plus one in every margin call. Let me take you to another coin and show you. Maybe it has on ADA. Let me check. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So this is what we call a plus one strategy. Plus one strategy. Plus one strategy. As the name says, it is very simple. Just add one and the next margin call. If first call is 2 times, then again plus one is 3 times, then 4 times, then 5 times, 6 times, and so on. And if you can see here, I have opened 10 margin calls here. In the double up strategy, I traded with 7 margin calls. In the double up strategy, when I change the strategy to Fibonacci, I traded on 8 margin calls. And now I can add 2 more margin calls and use the plus one strategy. So the more margin calls you have, the more market drop you can cover. So in this, if you study this side of the page, the margin call drop, what I have done in the first 4 margin call, if you look closely, I have given just 1.5% drop. You can take a screenshot if you want. You can copy this strategy. First 4 calls are very small margin call drop because I have 10 margin calls. I have taken 0.2, then 0.3. The total is 0.5. 0.5 here, and again 0.5 here, and again 0.5 here. The total is 1.5% in the first 4 margin calls. Then what happens after the 5th call? From the 5th call, I have increased the drop 3.5%, then 5% in the next two margin calls. So what is the total here? The total of 4 margin call was 1.5%, and again add 5 and 3.5, that is 8.5%. The total comes to 10%. In the 6th, up till 6th margin call, I have given a 10% market drop. From call number 1 to 8th call, I have taken 10% market drop, and again in the next 7th call onwards, I have taken 10% in each call. So the 40% is covered in the last 4 margin call, and 10% is covered above. The total is 50% market drop. So this is another way you can manage your risk. If you have 10 margin call, you can cover 10% in the first 6 margin call, and 7th onward, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, you can cover 10%, because uh, these call will be taken in very rare cases, because when the market drops more than 10%, then you can open these margin calls. So you can change it according to you. This is my choice. I have taken 50% market drop in 10 margin calls. And this side of the page is, right side of the page is plus one strategy starting from 2. Just add one more in every margin call, and the 10th call will be 11 times. So let me total this for you. The 10 margin call starting from 2, just add one more, 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 and one more. So these are the total 10 margin call. The total comes to 65, but add one more in the last, because that was the first buy, and the total is 66 times of my first buy, that was 0.0002. So I just require 0.132 BTC. So this is the capital in form of BTC. If you go and buy this at the current price, say it is $26,000, this will require only 343 USDT capital. So now you have 3 different options. I hope any of these options you can choose. If you have around 300 to 500 USDT, you can choose this one, that is +1. If you have around 700, if you have more than 500, what you can do, if you have 300 to 500, anywhere in between, you can choose the +1, because everybody has different capital. Someone may have 300, or someone say I have 400 or 450 or 350. Anywhere between 300 to 500, you can choose +1. If you have around 700 to $1,000, you can choose Fibonacci, anywhere between 700 to $1,000. More than $500, you can choose Fibonacci. If you have less than $500, choose +1. If you have more than 500 or more than $700, choose Fibonacci. If you have more than $1,000, say you have 1,300 or above, you must choose double up strategy. So these are the 3 different options. You can write it down. You can write it down. Less than 500, choose +1. More than 500 or 700 to 1,000, you can choose Fibonacci. More than 1,300, you can choose double up. In double up, we use 7 margin calls. In Fibonacci, we use 8 margin calls, and in +1, we use 10 margin calls. Someone may say, I have less than 340 USDT. If you have less than $300, what you can choose, instead of using 10 margin calls, you can stick to 7 margin calls also, that we did in the first strategy. Just reduce the 7 from 10 to 7 margin call, stick to 7 margin call. You will require less than $300. Maybe you can open up to $200. You can start with $200, just trading on 7 margin calls. If you have more capital, increase the margin calls. That way you can cover a large part of the market, cover a deep coverage, and trade on each with a small percentage of fluctuation in the market. Like you saw what I did in the first 4 margin calls, I just covered 1.5%. So that will allow the coin to buy and robot to buy more frequently. So these are the 3 different options you can choose. I hope all these are clear. So what you can do in the last, when you have given the strategy according to your capital, you must calculate everything. Everything must be matching your capital in the Binance or whatever exchange you are using. It should be matched. The total capital that you put here, the total of the capital that I just showed you how to calculate should match your exchange wallet, exchange spot wallet. Okay. It should match the spot wallet balance of what? Of your BTC, not in USDT. So you require BTC in your this exchange wallet. Then you can confirm and just check these figures and start the trade. When you come to the first page, this is where you start. But before you start, there is one more thing you must focus on, that is to change the strategy mode from whole warehouse mode to sub-bin mode. Now, there is something different here, which you notice that I have chosen the middle one, that is called sub-bin mode. What we do in USDT market, we trade on this sub-bin real-time settlement. Or maybe you are trading on 4 call, only 4 call when we provide signals, you trade on whole warehouse mode. So why I have chosen this one, the middle one, that is a sub-bin. That is the another reason I want to compound my capital. This is called how you compound your capital. So this mode is only for those who want to compound. They don't want to withdraw their profit, but what they want to do, they want to add their profit back to your capital. Whenever you make a profit, it is your choice, because it is your profit. It is your choice what you want to do with that profit. Either you can use it to withdraw and from your exchange to your bank and use it for your expenses, or you want to include that profit inside that capital. You want to reinvest your profit into the capital. So the persons, only for those people who have a long-term vision, they want to use this to compound for a long term. What they can do, they can choose the sub-bin mode middle strategy, and this will allow the robot to add and reinvest your profit back to your capital. So you're not taking out your profit from your capital, you are reinvesting inside the capital. This will compound your capital and grow it exponentially. This is called compounding capital formula. So in the last, you choose the sub-bin mode carefully, then confirm it and just hit the start button and you are good to go. So these are the settings when you want to accumulate Bitcoin, and you can choose any of these coins that are available in BTC market. So this is the BTC market, and any of these coins you can trade, choosing the strategy that I just gave you 3 different options, and that depends on your capital. Don't choose a poor strategy if you have good capital. That is my last advice. If you can afford a better strategy, use the best one, the double ups, if you have good capital. Only choose a poor strategy, a weaker strategy, if you have a less capital, because the more you compromise on your capital, the more you compromise on the results that you get and the efficiency of the strategy. So a better strategy will give you better results, but a poor strategy or weaker strategy will give you poor results. So don't compromise. If you have good capital, upgrade your capital, upgrade your strategy. Don't downgrade your strategy, because this is what you want to do for a long period of time. Keep it trading for at least 1 year, or at least when you see that Bitcoin has touched a new all-time high after the next halving, then you decide to sell the coin for USDT. Then you just have to stop the trade and sell it for USDT in your exchange or from RoyalQ itself. So that is what you want to do. And then you will realize that what was the best action I took 1 year before. So this is how you accumulate Bitcoin, and this is how you trade in Royal Q for Bitcoin accumulation. I hope everything is clear to each and everyone. I have completed the full session, and if anyone has anything to ask, you can ask your questions in the chat. I'm I'm going to answer each and every one of you. If you have any questions, you are now free to ask. I will try to answer. Okay, let me start from here. Coach, what if I use double up and I use 5 margin call? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Even if you decide to use 5 margin call, but in 5 margin call, you if you have a limited capital, that is okay. But you cannot you cannot cover a large market drop. So in order to cover the market drop, that is also very important. You need to focus on that also. If you open just 4 or 5 margin calls, you cannot expect to cover 30% or 40% market drop unless you give a big drop in each call. And that is also a problem. If you give big drops, 5% or 10% drop between each margin call, then that will slow down the robot. The buying process will be very slow, because it is very hard to drop the mark to to wait for the market to drop for 5% or 6%, then it will buy. So both sides you have to balance together. If you cannot afford uh, big capital like double up, what you can do, open 7 margin call and choose Fibonacci strategy. Instead of 8 margin call, you can choose 7 margin calls, give a 30% drop in the left side, and choose a Fibonacci strategy. That is very good, and that will require even less than around $500 or even less if you open 7 margin calls. I hope that is clear. Okay, someone is asking, where do you get that 0.051 BTC? You can, someone has answered, and thank you for that. Uh, he take the first buy, which is, yes, first buy multiplied with the total amount of multiple buy in ratio. That is the right side of the page. The total comes, then plus 1. And what is the total? You multiply it with the first buy, that comes to your total BTC that is required. I hope you got that. Does any capital determine which coin I should trade? No, the choice of coin is yours, and it doesn't matter which coin you choose, because you're not trading for one shot, or you're not trading for one day or 1 week. You are trading for full 1 year at least. So it doesn't matter which coin you choose. All the 6 coins that are available are good. And when you trade for a long time, you cannot predict that which is going up and which is going down, because it will show you all the sides of the market in 1 year. So you don't need to worry about the coin. All the 6 coins that are available are good. Whichever you see is performing in the long term, that is good, you can choose it. Okay, someone is asking settings for $10,000 capital. You can choose the double up strategy. That is the best one. Two things I can give you two different advices. First thing is if first thing is that you choose double up strategy. The first way, if you have $10,000 capital, you can start with as many coins as you want, because we have 6 different coins in the market, BTC market. So if one coin in double up strategy requires 1,300, then 6 coin will be around $7,000 or $8,000, between $7,000 to $8,000. That will be enough for you to trade. That is the first thing you can do. The second option I can suggest you, instead of trading 6 coins, you can choose at least 2 or 3 coins, maybe 3 coins. You can choose and increase the margin calls from 7. You can increase to 10 or 12 or whatever. You can calculate yourself. I'm not going to calculate, but you can calculate how much capital is required if you increase from 7 to 10 margin calls. Instead of giving big call drops, you can give small call drops, say 1% or 2% each. Then increase the margin calls between 10 to 15, anywhere in between, that you have to calculate. Then calculate how much capital each coin is required. So if you calculate, maybe if you calculate and find that it requires around $3,000 for one coin, then you can choose how many coins you want to trade. Maybe you can choose 3 coins, and that is the another way you can trade. I hope you got this two different options clearly. If you have any other question, you can ask. Okay. Difference between the two margin calls. I don't know what you want to ask. Different between the two margin calls. What are you asking? I don't know. Can you please explain a little bit more what you are trying to ask? Okay, I will take the next question. Can I convert USDT direct to BTC without using P2P? Yes, you can convert using the convert option that is available in exchange. So just go to the convert option. You have to find it out. And when you are using convert option, you can convert any coin to any other coin. Say you want to convert BTC to USDT. You don't have to, then you don't require to pay any trading maker taker charge. So that is free with zero fees. Instead of using trade option, you can choose. But if you are asking for P2P, then P2P is required when you want to withdraw. So P2P will be required when you want to withdraw your USDT, because if you want to withdraw your USDT, when you convert, first you have to convert your BTC to USDT. That you can use by convert option. Then you can do P2P, and when you want to withdraw into your local currency in your bank, then you do P2P. Okay. Yes. Do we use circle or one shot? I showed you that we use circle only, because this is a long-term strategy. You can choose one shot also. There is no hard and fast rule that you only circle is required. Cycle is required. You are talking circle, I'm talking about cycle mode. Okay? Circle is different. Circle is something different. I hope you are mistaking circle with cycle. So we use cycle mode because what is advantage of using cycle mode? Every time it sells all the coins that you have bought and sells all your coin and closes the trade, it reopens the trade and again buys from the last price it sold, and it starts the trade again. So that will allow you to trade for a long period of time when you are using cycle. But if you want to choose one shot also, that is also okay, but that will be something that you have to come again and again to market, to Royal Q, and see if robot has sold all your BTC, or sorry, all your different asset, and gave you back your BTC, and the trade has been closed. Then you have to reopen the trade again and again. So that will require a little bit of effort from your side. But if you can manage, then one shot is good, because then you can also take another advantage. You can wait for a drop in the market. Say the market goes up by 3%, then you can wait to come it down by 3% again. Then you can start at a lower price. But that depends on how much actively you want to use the Royal. Kindly emphasize for me on long-term investment on the setting. So these are all, I gave you 3 different settings. These are for long term only, because we are trading for at least 1 year or more. And till the time comes when you want, when you want to sell the BTC, when you see that Bitcoin has touched a new all-time high, that is the best time to sell BTC. It may take 1 year, it may take 2 years also. for Bitcoin to touch a new all-time high, but it will go, it will touch. So till that time, what you can do is just keep on trading on cycle and keep it accumulating on auto mode. That will accumulate more and more BTC for you. Okay, thank you for your compliments. Which coin is good for cycle regardless the capital? All the 6 coins are good. You can choose between any one of them, but I personally prefer XRP is good, BNB is good, and LTC is also good. These are best coins. So it depends on your choice. Ethereum is also good, but Ethereum, if you are trading with BTC, it's very slow. Otherwise, it is very good coin because Ethereum is second in rank after BTC, but it is slow in this trade. You can choose LTC or XRP. These are best coins in this category. But which is better between one shot and circle for beginners like me? See, one thing you have to correct is it is not circle, it is cycle. Circle means you are following some circle owner strategy and you are paying your commission out of your profit to copy that strategy. That is different thing. We are talking about cycle and one shot. So I personally prefer one shot only because I'm an active trader. I can go into Royal Q multiple times in a day and monitor my trades. Every time I want to stop it, I want to pause it, I want to increase margin call, I can do it because of my activity in the market. But if you are a passive trader, you don't have time for checking your coins and you're checking your trades multiple times in a day. So then you can put it on cycle and let it run for 1 year. It doesn't matter what price it buys and sells again and again. Still, when the price goes high, you can buy in a cycle mode also or one shot also. That depends on your how much time you want to give to the market. If you put it on one shot, I told you that then you have to give extra efforts and wait for the market to drop at least some percentage down, and then you open the trade again, because it will close the trade again and again for you. Because initially, if you just trading between one first call to fourth margin call, it will sell all of them together and close the trade. But if you are already down the line and you are trading fifth, sixth, seventh, or 10th margin call, around seventh margin call, then you can put it on one shot also, because it will not sell easily unless it reaches the first four margin calls. Then it will sell all the asset in one shot. So if you have already exceeded the fourth margin call, then you can change from cycle to one shot, or then only you can wait for a long period of time. I hope you got the answer. So how do you stop the trade to restart another? Anytime you can stop, just where you see the start button. After you have started, it will be showing a pause button. Just click on pause and it will stop the strategy. The trade will stop from there. Okay, can one pause a coin when it goes too much in floating loss, and when it's paused, how can I recover from floating loss? See, when you pause the any of your trade, even if you are talking about USDT market or BTC market, when you pause, it is stopped. Pause mean to stop the trade, and then Rollq will not trade that coin unless you start it again. So that is just to stop the trade, and it will prevent it to buy or sell. If you want just it to stop buying for you, but you want him to sell whenever you are in profit, then you don't have to stop the trade or pause the trade. You can just close the buy in call button, the buy margin call button. That is in the front page. the first page of the trading settings. So then you can just switch it off, the margin call buy button. Then it will sell for you whenever you are in profit, but it will not buy again. It will just do one action, that is selling. It will not buy again. So if you want into stop buying for you more, if the market is dropping and it is floating loss, then you can uh, close the margin call buy button. But if you want it to not to buy and not to sell, even if you don't want it to do anything, then you have to pause it. Then even if you are in profit, it will not sell. When should I stop the trade? That is the last point, last thing. When you have already accumulated and Bitcoin has gone up to a new all-time high price, then you want to sell Bitcoin, then you can stop the trade, because the best time to stop is when Bitcoin is at a higher price when you want to sell. And the next thing you must check is it has already sold the other coin and converted all your uh, capital into BTC. So that is the only thing you have to do. When you are in floating loss, then uh, you have you have bought two of the coins. You have already also Bitcoin also, and the second coin, say it is LTC, so then your BTC will be converted to LTC. But when you are in profit, then LTC will sell and it will give you back your BTC. So when you have zero call left, when you have sold all the calls, then all your capital is back in form of BTC, then you can stop the trade. That is the point you must remember. Okay, someone has sent a screenshot of Bitcoin. I think that is in USDT and it is in floating loss, and it is very early to worry about this point, because I'm seeing that you have just bought one margin call, maybe $20 or 20 USDT. So you have just opened the trade, and it has only bought one or two margin calls, and it is showing a little floating loss of 2.92%. So that is very common thing when you open a trade, because you cannot control the market. Either it can go up or down, but you want it to go down initially. Why? Because if you have capital, you have opened 4 calls or 5 calls or 7 calls. So all these call will be bought only when the market goes down, because you don't want to trade on just $20 for 3% profit. I hope I hope you have a good amount of capital, say $200 or $300 or above. So you want to utilize all the capital, and the only way you can use that capital inside the trade is you want the market to drop initially, go at least 5% or 7% market drop. Then it can buy all the margin calls for you with whichever settings you have given. Then it will consume all your capital. Then you want the market to go up again and give you the profit. So don't worry about floating loss. It is a part of the trade. Without floating loss, it will not buy any margin call for you. Okay. So if you're asking what can I do here, just open. If you don't have any margin calls open, you open at least 2 or 4 margin calls. Whatever amount of capital that you have in USDT, just buy another margin call, because it has already dropped to around 3%. You can buy next margin call with a 2% margin call drop, and buy more what you have bought before. If you have bought one time, then now buy 2 times. So it will give you more of that coin. It will give you more coins at a lesser price, and that will bring your average price closer to the current price and give you less floating loss. You can try it yourself. Just buy one more margin call and buy more than what you bought before. If you bought $20, now buy with $40, and you will see that your floating loss, which is showing right now around 3%, will be reduced to around 1 or 1.5%. So that is what we wanted to do. Okay, so this session is recorded, and I hope I've answered all of your questions, and the time is also uh, in, uh, increasing. And let us now close the session. I have answered almost all of your questions, and now what you can do, if you have any query or doubts, you can watch this session recording again. Again, you can watch this session in the. You can watch this session again in the YouTube channel, Crypto Ambassador YouTube channel. You can go and subscribe Crypto Ambassador and watch this session that is been uploaded there in live section, and note it down each and everything that I told, and then apply according to your capital. Or if you want to ask any more question, you can ask in the chat groups that we have in WhatsApp. So I hope we can close the session now. It has already more than 2.5 hours, and let us prepare ourselves for next Bitcoin halving. That is the most important thing that we must focus on. The next Bitcoin halving is just 200 days from now, around 200 days, and don't waste your time on other activities. That is the most important thing. Is you must start accumulating now, because you will regret when you start late, because today Bitcoin is available at around $26,000. Maybe next time you want, after a few months, you see that it has already crossed 30 or $40,000. So the earlier you start, the more benefit you get, and you get the greater benefit when you complete at least for 1 year of accumulation and accumulate your small capital into huge. Till then, happy trading to all of you. I hope you got uh, got a good understanding in this session, and you know what you have to do now. Till we meet in the next session, thank you so much for all your lovely comments and your attendance in the session. And let me close the session now, and see you in the next session. Till then, happy